Venerable Potowa also said the same. Enter meditative absorption with the emptiness and selflessness of all phenomena. Practice in a way that is like space, free from all conceptual distinctions. When we enter meditative absorption, there is no self, only emptiness. It is like space. We practice within a state where there are no distinctions at all. When sitting in meditation or entering absorption at such times, we use a state like space, practicing in a state where there is no intentional thought at all. In fact, this is an originally pure practice of Dzogchen. The Madhyamaka and Prajnaparamita practices of emptiness are also about emptiness. The true nature and essence of all phenomena are also like this. Therefore, this is the way we should practice. Geshe Karopa also said, the true nature is unproduced and naturally free from the four extremes. The true nature of all phenomena, just as I mentioned earlier, is not something that is produced. It is naturally free from the four extremes of existence, non-existence both, and neither. Knowing this without conceptual elaboration, one should abandon all attachments. We need to understand this. It's not enough to just say everything lacks inherent characteristics without truly understanding. You should clearly grasp this principle, first perhaps through analytical meditation, then through resting meditation. Then, when you truly enter meditative absorption, you are free from all attachments. All these attachments to existence, non-existence, good, bad, every kind of attachment in the state that is truly free from the four extremes and the 8 elaborations. You should abide and practice within that, especially when practicing this kind of emptiness. It really is very important. To practice even a little of the Dharma is very important. If you haven't practiced anything at all and only talk about it endlessly, just saying things, in reality it's nothing more than parroting words. This Dharma will not become your own. If you want to make the Dharma your own, then in the treatises of these holy beings, the states of realization they describe, you yourself must at least gain some small understanding of them. This is very important. Venerable Shirawa said, all phenomena that appear to truly exist are like space. Ultimately, no essence whatsoever can be established. They are free from all conceptual elaborations, all phenomena that appear to truly exist. Within that state, one does not discriminate anything, nor does one cling to anything. All recollection and mental engagement are cut off, and one abides single-pointedly in emptiness. Actually, here in the explanation of this verse, the state of meditative absorption is explained very clearly. When entering meditative absorption, do not engage in any mental fabrication. Abide within such a state. Venerable Langri Tangpa also said, may all my actions not be tainted by the stains of the 8 worldly concerns. May all my virtuous deeds not be defiled by the 8 worldly concerns. This means not to be tainted by the pervasive stains of deluded thoughts which are constantly clinging to the 8 worldly concerns, such as gain and loss, pleasure and pain, praise and blame, fame and disrepute. Practice in a state free from conceptual elaboration. Geshe Chikawa said, contemplate all phenomena as like a dream and observe the awareness of non-arising. Here, he is also referring to awareness, or you could call it cognizance. He says that all phenomena are just like a dream. If you observe it and there is the awareness or cognizance of non-arising, even antidotes are understood within their own ground. The antidote itself is also within the original nature. Abide within the all-pervasive nature of the path itself. When we abide, it is within the very nature of the path, which is the very nature of the alaya. The all-pervasive basis is the alaya, or the storehouse consciousness. It means abiding within the storehouse consciousness. What this means is external objects, the mind, and the wisdom antidote, after discerning all, are empty. One enters meditative absorption within this state. This is the practice of ultimate bodhicitta. So here, how do we usually practice meditation? When meditating, how do we abide within the luminous nature of mind? At times, everyone should abide in this way. This includes when we are practicing Guru Yoga. Because of time constraints now, originally after class, we would all enter meditative absorption together for about 10 minutes. This is all very important. But since I'm teaching 2 classes here, the time is a bit longer. In addition, at the end of our Guru Yoga practice, there are about 1 or 2 minutes during which we should abide in this way, in the ultimate reality of the Guru's wisdom, and in the ultimate reality of our own mind consciousness. In fact, it is all this very nature of Dharma. Abide for a while in this state. Then if you pray again, it also brings tremendous blessings. This is what practice is like. Bodhisattva Togme Sangpo himself also said this. Since the reality of all that is known is beyond the mind, one cuts off conceptualizations such as right and wrong. Abiding single-pointedly in the nature free from elaboration, one enters meditative absorption of ultimate bodhicitta. This is how ultimate bodhicitta is practiced. Not, may all sentient beings be free from suffering and attain happiness. When it comes to ultimate bodhicitta, one abides entirely in a state free from conceptual elaboration, undistracted, entering meditative absorption in the state free from elaboration. And he also practiced in this very way, in actual experience. Now the following verse, this is the method of entering meditative absorption that we all know. Afterwards, when encountering objects of attachment or aversion, one cuts off clinging to true existence. This divides into two aspects. First, cutting off clinging to true existence in objects of attachment. Second, in aversion. First, regarding the objects that arouse attachment, because after you enter meditative absorption, you generally understand the true nature of all phenomena. Then, during the process of emerging from meditation, it's possible that objects of attachment and aversion will both appear. So how exactly should we practice with these? Here it really says, when encountering pleasing objects, view them as summer rainbows. Though they appear beautiful, they have no true existence. To cut off attachment is the practice of a bodhisattva. This verse is also very good. No matter what kind of beautiful object you encounter, you should see it as a summer rainbow. Everyone knows that summer rainbows disappear in just a moment. A couple of days ago, above the valley of Larong, there were several beautiful rainbows this year. But when they appeared, as I was holding my camera, wanting to capture them, they disappeared in an instant. In the end, what I photographed was just empty sky. So in reality, all the wonderful objects in this world, all these beautiful things we encounter, disappear within a very short time. And though they are beautiful, they have no real substance. Therefore, we should cut off our grasping at the reality of all beautiful objects. Below, there is only a literal explanation. Even in the Tibetan text, it is not clear. There are no further scriptural references after this. It is just an explanation of the original text. I looked up several versions of Bodhisattva's commentaries, and in the others, there is always a literal explanation first, followed by many scriptural references to support it. But it's a bit of a pity with this verse, Satisha Dromtompa and others. Perhaps he forgot when he was composing it, because it is said that this Bodhisattva's way of life was entirely composed by Kunzang Chodrak himself as he went along, without translating from anything else. It's not like us translating. He relied on what he could recite, and he was extremely skilled at memorization. Most of the scriptural references he quoted were ones he had memorized. But when it came to this point, whether he forgot or something suddenly happened, we don't know. There are no scriptural references to support it afterwards. He said, when encountering your own relatives and friends, etc., beautiful forms, pleasant sounds, and other sources of happiness, as well as pleasing objects that are causes of happiness, whether it's pleasing objects or delightful sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and touches. Right now we are talking about sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and touches. When we encounter these objects, we should regard all of them as summer rainbows, even though they may appear especially brilliant and colorful. But in essence, they truly do not exist inherently. Whether we use the wisdom from the way of the Bodhisattva, or the wisdom from the jewel garland, or the wisdom from the 400 verses, or the wisdom from the fundamental wisdom of the middle way. In fact, we have studied many treatises that discern emptiness, and when we use these to examine, indeed, even the most wonderful sensory objects, not a single particle of them can be established as truly existent, so none of them can be established as real. For any delightful and beautiful appearance, we should not have attachment to its true existence. Do not grasp them as truly existent. See them as lacking inherent existence. Whatever we see, oh, it's like a summer rainbow. When we look at it, many of us like delicious things. Some like pleasant sounds. Some like nice fragrances. Wow, it smells so good. Wow, it's so beautiful. Wow, it sounds so nice. Wow, it feels so comfortable, and so on. Every day we're always thinking, even dreaming at night about what to eat tomorrow. Some people receive money for reciting sutras today, and tomorrow immediately go to a restaurant and spend it all. Every time our lamas and nuns receive money for reciting sutras, all the shops get ready in advance. Because when money is distributed today, there will definitely be more customers tomorrow. Actually, it's just an attachment to good food. The objects of the tongue and the nose. Now, if we talk about these two together as in the Shurangama Sutra, we should understand that none of them truly exist. Therefore, we should know that all these things are regarded as unreal. We also shouldn't see them as dear friends or as beautiful and lovable. We must endeavor to completely eliminate the profound attachment to the deeply ingrained belief in inherent existence. This means eradicating this pervasive grasping. But what exactly is the nature of this grasping? It is, in essence, the tenacious attachment to all phenomena, perceiving them as truly and independently existing, a firm and unwavering grasping at the illusion of inherent existence, which is a fundamental misconception that obscures the true nature of reality. It seems like there are two kinds of grasping. This is what all Buddhist practitioners, in their actions to eliminate attachment to objects of desire, must do: eradicate the grasping at true existence.
Sonandai Tansa Rogaya Tonani Jana Pasi Tirgana Jirano Chupai Chupun Solen Droadwaja Bandarangara Badma Sodargye Bandarangara Badma Sodargye Bandarangara Badma Sodargye